If I talk about handling feedback, how good are you at it right now? This is a question which I ask to most of my students whom I train, and my students comes from all range of background, starting from CEOs to the student. I work with almost a diverse background of people. When I ask this question, how good are you at handling feedback? Almost everybody say I'm good at it. But in reality, when I do a post-mortem, I realize very few people are able to handle the feedback effectively. So what is the best way to handle feedback? I'll give you today 5 simple secrets of handling feedback. If you can apply them, you will see magical growth in you. The number 1, be blunt honest about yourself and look for a pattern. When I say look for a pattern, it means, let's say somebody gives you feedback that you're rude or you're not efficient. What is your immediate reaction? Are you like immediately get into defensive mode? Or are you like internally creating grudges so that you'll take out the revenge next time? What is your mindset? Be very honest with it. Because if you can be honest with it, chances are high you'll start thinking, when somebody is saying I'm not efficient, what is the purpose? Why are they saying like this? Think upon it. If you're not taking any grudges on it and you're not even attacking it, so you'll start realizing what is the theme behind it. This is a point number 1. So be blunt honest and observe your patterns. Because most of us have repeated patterns. This is step number 1. Step number 2. Separate the person from the message. What does that mean? See, many times the moment we see a messenger and we don't see the whole message, what is happening is we are losing the power of a feedback. So let's say we are offended by the messenger. So we are thinking, this guy, whatever I say, I don't even care. Chances high this guy may not be good. But what if he is giving a genuine feedback? So many times when we see the messenger and remove the message, we many times miss out great message from our life. So this is the second point. So do not confuse these two. It doesn't matter who is giving what message. If somebody is giving feedback, at least listen carefully and try to understand why it has come. What is the origin behind it? Not from defensive, not from attacking. Just try to understand. You will see big difference in your behavior. This is the point number 2. Point number 3. Reflect about the feedback. So let's say somebody gives me a feedback, Vijay, you are not good in managing your time. So I'll reflect, I'll sit and around, why are they saying it? Typically this used to happen because me and my wife will have some discussion. We both have a different culture. The way we have grown up is different. My paradigms are totally different. Her paradigms are totally different. And we are married for now 15 plus years. So she gives me feedback that you are not good in this area. So obviously it hurts, right? Internally you get hurted. So previously what was happening was I was just trying to attack on her. And then I never used to think beyond and used to get angry. But then slowly maturity came and I started realizing no point in reacting because she is my biggest blind spot finder. Because nobody knows me better than my wife. If she is giving me certain input, if I can genuinely reflect on it, yes, initially I get angry, but then after 15-20 minutes my brain will open up. And I start thinking, why is she saying it? Because I know her intents are not bad, she's a great person. And once I reflect, automatically my brain starts working out. So this is the third point I can give you, start reflecting. And once you reflect, you will see the reality is different. Point number 4, do not accumulate the feedback. This is another big error a lot of us do. Let us say you and your wife are having some point to discuss. So what you're doing is, you're thinking, okay, I'll say it some other point. What happens now? Biggest tragedy of this whole accumulation is, let us say I give feedback to somebody after 6 months. They will not even remember the incident. See, what a big tragedy. We could not take out anything out of it. And let's say in a company point of view, if I talk about, if you are giving feedback to your team members only during appraisal, my goodness, you've lost a big resource. Imagine, I'll give you 2 things. Not more than 2 days. In 2 days, you have to sit at the table and discuss. Let's say you want to give somebody a feedback on a project. So in 2 days, you should sit and we want to discuss about this project. So these are the things you have done great. I feel these are the few areas which we need to focus. What happens now? In 2 days, if a discussion is happening, the person who is getting the feedback, he will also remember. And it will be easy for you also. Otherwise, if you accumulate, what happens now? All of a sudden, the purpose of the discussion is over. It's more or less like taking revenge. It's like taking you out your frustration on somebody. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. Any feedback which is more than 4 days or 5 days old is no more a feedback. It is about an attack. That's the biggest mistake a lot of people do when it comes to giving feedback. And the last most important thing, start implementing your feedback. Let's say if somebody gives me feedback, I'll start implementing. Even if it is slow, it's okay. At least some movement will happen. Let's say somebody says you are aggressive. Okay, so I'll start working on it. Do you think from aggression I'll become normal in one day? No. At least the process will start. I'll start working on it. Once I start working on it, some changes will happen. So these are the 5 simple things about handling feedback. What is your experience out of these 5 points? What is your understanding and how relevant it is for you? Have you faced any repercussion by not following these 5 steps? If yes, I would like to know your experience, and if you feel somebody can get benefit from this message, do not hesitate to pass it on. I will meet you tomorrow with another good lesson which can help you to grow in your career. Until then, bye-bye.